And so Simeons then said, what causes those four conditions? What causes high appetite, hunger? What causes low metabolism abnormally? What causes food cravings? And what causes the body to store fat abnormally? And he discovered in 1959, his theory was a mysterious gland in the body that medical science really doesn't fully understand, called the hypothalamus. And he theorized that this master gland that controls virtually everything in the body was operating abnormally and needed to be reset. And he theorized if you could reset the hypothalamus, then the body would release all the fat, the hunger would be normal, the metabolism would be normal, which is high, and your body wouldn't store fat in the abnormal fat reserves. And Dr. Simeons discovered that the cure was this. While he was in India after the Second World War, he made an observation. People in India were starving after the Second World War, and women who were pregnant had very little food to eat. They weren't getting very many calories at all. And they would give birth to children. But surprisingly, the children that they gave birth to were not skinny or malnourished. The children were actually full-weight, full-size babies. And he said, what seems to be occurring is the body is using or burning off all the fat in the mother and using that to feed the fetus and therefore deliver a full-weight, healthy baby. And he said, what's triggering the body to release that fat? Well, if you do a pregnancy test, you do a urine test and you dip a stick in it, and it comes up and it says you're pregnant or you're not. What is the urine test looking for? It's looking for a mysterious substance called HCG. Simeons theorized that when the body is pregnant and the body releases this substance called HCG and floods the body with HCG, it tells the hypothalamus gland, release all the fat so that the fetus gets fed and you have a full-weight healthy baby. So Simeons thought, what if I give a very small amount of HCG to somebody who's obese and cut down the caloric content? Will the body be tricked into thinking it's pregnant and actually release fat? And he conducted many, many studies, and that's how he came up with this protocol. But it's a very, very, very specific protocol that has been utilized all over the world with virtually 100% success. And let me define what success is. Success is you lose approximately 1 pound of fat per day when you're on the program. Now, when I did the protocol, I needed to lose 45 pounds. I started the protocol, and 45 days later, I had lost 45 pounds. That was about 4 years ago. So the first measure of success is you lose approximately 1 pound of almost pure fat per day. 1 pound a day. There's not a weight loss program in the world that can say that. None. And that's virtually 100% success. 1 pound a day. The second measure of success is when you're done with the program and you lost all the weight you want and you go back to eating normally, what happens to you a year later, or 2 years later, or 3 years later? Yeah, you gain twice the weight back. Well, the real measure of success here is not only do you lose a pound of fat a day, but a year later, 85% of the people don't gain the weight back. That is unprecedented success. Why? Because it's the only weight loss program that addresses the cause of why you are overweight. People think, well, no, the reason I'm overweight is, Kevin, I eat too much and I don't exercise. Okay, then exercise and eat less, see what happens. Those programs don't work. If that's the problem, how come they don't correct the problem? The real problem is not that you're eating too much. No, the real problem is you have incredible hunger, that you have low metabolism, that you have binge eating. See, that causes you to eat too much. Does that make sense? So those are the causes, and what's causing those conditions is the hypothalamus. Unless you correct the hypothalamus, if you lose weight, you'll always gain the weight back and you'll be miserable losing the weight. And most importantly, the weight you lose is not the problem area fat. So your body isn't resculpted or reshaped. You don't lose the fat that you want to lose because the body ain't releasing that. This protocol is the only protocol that allows you to lose the problem area fat. It actually releases that, and when you look in the mirror, most people say it looks like they've had liposuction because the body is resculpted and reshaped and the fat distribution in the body is completely changed. There's nothing on the planet for weight loss that does that.